All right, our top focus on WION right now. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has warned of a forceful retaliation in case of an American attack on Iran. Khamenei said that the United States has threatened to do mischief, and if they carry out an attack, they will receive a strong counterattack from Iran.
The enmity from the US and Israel has always been there. They threaten to attack us, which we don't think is very probable, but if they commit any mischief, they will surely receive a strong reciprocal blow.
This comes after US President Donald Trump warned that Iran will be bombed if it continues to manufacture nuclear weapons. Speaking to NBC News, Trump urged Tehran to make a deal soon or face consequences. It was unclear whether Trump has threatened bombing by US planes alone or perhaps in an operation coordinated with Israel. US President Donald Trump added that the United States officials are in talks with Iranian counterparts, but did not give details about the nature of the talks. Trump said that he will not impose secondary tariffs on Iran if they sign the nuclear deal with the United States.
We're going to make a decision on secondary tariffs on Iran based on whether or not they're going to make a deal. If they're going to make a deal, then we're never going to put secondary tariffs. So we're going to hope they have a great, long, and successful life as a country. But we'll see what happens. Very, very interesting. I can't imagine them doing anything else but making a deal. I would prefer a deal to the other alternative, which I think everybody in this plane knows what that is. And that's not going to be pretty, and I do not prefer that.
Trump's comments came after Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said that Tehran has rejected direct talks with the US, but is always open for indirect talks.
The response by the Supreme Leader to Donald Trump's letter was delivered to the U.S. contact in Oman by our brother, Dr. Abbas Araghchi. In that response, direct negotiations have been rejected, but regarding indirect talks, Iran has always been involved in such talks, and the Supreme Leader has emphasized that indirect talks can still continue.
According to Tehran Times, Iran's armed forces have readied missiles with the capability to strike US-related positions amid ongoing threats of military action from the US president. According to the Tehran Times report, a major number of these launch-ready missiles are located in underground facilities scattered across the country, designed to withstand airstrikes. And well, for more on this, we are now being joined from Tehran by Fouad Izadi, Associate Professor, Faculty of World Studies, University of Tehran. He is also a columnist and a political commentator. Welcome to WION, Mr. Izadi.
Thank you.
First up, there are rising tensions between Iran and the US, with Khamenei now threatening of a strong retaliation if US follows through on Trump's recent threats of bombing Iran. Lots of topics to discuss, but first up, how do you assess the current situation right now, and where does this leave talks between the two countries?
You know, Iran negotiated with the United States for 2 years. There was a nuclear agreement. Iran followed the agreement, and Mr. Trump left the agreement when he became president. So the experience of negotiating with the United States is not good, because they don't follow through with the commitments that they sign. Iran is giving the other side another chance. If they are worried about Iran's nuclear program, the best thing they can do is return to the nuclear agreement, because under the agreement, Iran's nuclear program was limited extensively in terms of amount of enriched uranium, in terms of the number of centrifuges, and in terms of very extensive inspections. The U.S. intelligence community last week had this threat assessment And even the U.S. intelligence community said in that report that Iran does not have a nuclear program, weaponized nuclear program. And the report said that the country's leader has not decided to go nuclear with Iran's program. So I think the rhetoric that you're hearing from Washington is basically demanding Iran to submit to the will of the United States, not only on its nuclear program, but on other issues. They really don't like the type of government that Iran has, and they like to sanction Iran to change Iran's government. And they need to find excuses, and the nuclear program is one excuse. As you are showing on your screen, Iran is fully capable of defending itself. So I hope Mr. Trump does not make the mistake of attacking Iran, because that will result in many American soldiers dead.
Right. Mr. Izadi, you speak of Iran is capable of defending itself. I want to take that point further. But first, just want to add here that Iran has far surpassed the nuclear deal's limits on uranium enrichment, which is a point of concern right now. And that's why U.S. President Donald Trump wants to strike a nuclear deal with Iran. And talking about Iran's capability of defending itself, how do you see Iran doing that at this point of time?
As I said, if they're worried about enrichment in Iran, they can just go back to the nuclear agreement that was negotiated after 2 years of negotiations. And it was during the Obama administration. Obama administration was happy with the agreement, and the Trump administration is quite hawkish towards Iran. And, you know, they are engaging in a genocide in Palestine. And they have extensive military capabilities, and they have no ethical limitations. So Iranian leaders take these threats seriously. Threatening another country is against international law. It's against the UN Charter, Article 2. You're not supposed to threaten your neighbors or other countries in the world. And this is what the United States is doing. And Iran, given the fact that Iran has been threatened by the US before, as you're showing on your screens, Iran has developed extensive military capability to make sure that attacking Iran is costly. And that's what you're going to see. And the hope is that the military leaders in Washington would do a briefing for President Trump, make sure that he realizes that attacking Iran is going to be a big mistake.
Right, you speak of how if the U.S. bombs Iran, it's going to be an expensive game moving forward. But I want to ask you, why is Iran unwilling to get into a direct negotiation with the United States of America right now?
Because of the past experience. And, you know, indirect negotiations are something common. As we speak, Russians and Ukrainians are negotiating indirectly. The United States is mediating between the two countries. And generally the reason countries negotiate indirectly is because of the extent of disagreements that they have. If they negotiate directly, the talks will fail. So what they do is that they find some intermediates, they negotiate through that intermediate, and generally that works better if there are serious problems. This is what Ukraine and Russia are doing as we speak. And so last time with direct negotiations, not much success. This time, we'll see. We'll see if the United States would actually do something that's good for the United States and Iran. Iranians don't like to see American soldiers die in this part of the world.
All right, Mr. Zadi, thank you so much for joining us on WION and sharing your insights with us.
Thank you.